So I released this book on Kindle a couple of months back, and I'm proud to say it is now out in paperback. Now, I've fair to say that I probably made my name um, as a writer in the true crime genre, and this is my very last. Believe me when I say that, very, very last. There's not a book on planet Earth that would make me want to write. Um, But I believe I've kept the best to last. Members only, Michael Showers. Um, this book is long before Curtis Warren. Two brothers had already risen to the top of the Toxic Street hierarchy. The Liverpool-born sons of the Nigerian merchant seaman Michael and Delroy Showers, tainted by racism during their youth. The eldest Michael was sent to Borsal during his teens for wounding. Good term Jail terms for, my eyesight. I need glasses permanently. I've just finished work as well. Jail terms for robbery and shooting followed. Upon his release, Michael would then take a new direction: the importation of marijuana from Nigeria into the UK, and wealth soon followed. In the immediate post-riot years, and retired from crime. My eyesight is terrible. Michael discovered a new weapon: the politics of the hard left. Many looked upon him, but the police despised him and claimed that his community champion image was a sham. Things came to a head during Operation Rain Man, and in the early 90s, which saw him sentenced to 22 years behind bars for drug offences. Another 10 years in. Michael, I'm sorry, mate, my eyes are terrible. I should have had my glasses on. In a Maltese prison in Turkey, drug charges would follow before the authorities would finally release him and their grip. Members only, Michael Showers is a unique story of racism, crime, politics, tragedy, and entrapment. Um, I've been in his younger brother's company a couple of times, Delroy, and he is without a doubt. I've met so many different. I've written a lot of books in the true crime, and I got to meet. I got to meet and speak and with a lot of different faces, if you like. Interaction with Charles Bronson, Eddie Richardson, Chris Lambrianou, uh, Mad Frankie Fraser, Dave Courtney, the Sears, lots of names I probably wouldn't even want to mention. And Delroy Showers is the most interesting of them all. As I said, I've been in his company a couple of times, and his phone would ring, and all of a sudden he would just break out in a Russian, or someone else would ring him, and he'd just start speaking fluent German. Very charismatic, very highly educated, but ultimately he was, and Michael for that matter, they were professional criminals. Um, you know, there's nothing glamorous. Michael's actually said in his book, there's nothing glamour to glamorize of your prime years being eaten by locusts in foreign prisons, or Michael's been among them all, did time with them all, the Richardsons, the Crays. So his book is here. So that is him in the Toxteth riots. And a guy who I've got a lot of time for. Very laid back, very astute, and looks fabulous for 80-year-old as well. So for all the years he wasted inside being incarcerated, God's blessed him with health. To quote his brother, Delroy, your true wealth is your health. And Michael looks fantastic for 80. And many, 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 many more years to come. So anyone who fancies a serious read, there's lots of well-known names in this book. Many couple of stories on Paul Sykes and Oh God. As I said, the Toxic Riots. It's just basically. I mean, it's a shame that Michael chose the route he did, because he could have been a success at anything. You know, a politician, an accountant, a banker, or whatever. And listen, there's no glamour in. That's one of the things that I think anyone who's read some of my books. Predominantly, there's a message in there which says, you know, why waste your year? And Michael will be the first one to say that. So there's a strong message in there, and members only by Warcry Publishing is now available. So it's on the Kindle. I think it's for $7.95. I'm going to put the link in the bio for the Kindle. And the paperback, it's a nice size book as well. Pretty thick. And yeah, $19.95 for the paperback. So anyone who fancies a good solid read, listen, the guy, I did a lot of research. I read a lot of the archives, and as you know, I spoke to people in Toxteth who, I mean, you know, the police. I think the police described him, Albert Kirby, as a wolf in sheep's clothing. And then I've also spoken to the people who said he's a man of the people and they won't have a bad word said against him. You know, obviously when the book come out a couple of months back, like anything in life, you know, bizarrely some people don't like me. But you know, obviously for someone who was, you know, he's old enough and ugly enough to understand how life works. And you know, to quote Brian Clough, not everyone. If everyone likes you, then you've got a problem. So yeah, members only is now available. It's in Kindle and is in paperback. Click in the bio. Absolute fantastic read. Although I'm not biased. Members only.